welcome back. My name is Joe, and in today's Spigot card reading, we are going to be getting into what makes you unforgettable. So, as you can see, we have three beautiful, lovely piles. For pile number one, we have this pretty cool gear key. Okay. For pile number two, we have this cute bunny key that reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. And then for pile number three, we have this lovely heart key. And I don't know why, but for some reason, this heart, it looks like it's got smiley faces around it. I don't think that's supposed to be what the vibe's supposed to be, but that's what it looks like to me. Alright, so, put that there. Pause, meditate, do what you gotta do. Timestamps will be listed down below, and I will see you guys at your pile. Hello, pile number one. If you guys were drawn to this pretty nifty, cool looking gear-shaped key, this is going to be your reading on what makes you unforgettable. So I went ahead and pre-shuffled the cards, but before I start to get into those, it's a nice little stack. Before we get into those, I want to say that I feel like with this pile, there's something about consistency. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you guys. I don't know, because of the key, there's like a sense of consistency, routine, structure, order, timelessness about this group. Okay, so what makes you unforgettable? Just based off on the key by itself, I would say that this group tends to be pretty structured, maybe grounded. You could be an earth sign or have heavy earth placements. But I don't know, consistency is pretty big with this group. Like, you're very stable, or you like stick to a routine. I don't know. We'll see what else we get with the cards, but that's kind of what I was getting with the key you guys chose because of those gears. All right, so we're gonna start with the tarot, and we got the Three of Cups, followed by the Nine of Swords, the Five of Wands, followed by the Ace of Pentacles, and then back of the deck energy, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So definitely some earth signs in this pile, for sure. Oh, that's interesting. So we have cups, swords, wands, and pentacles. So we have all elements here showing up in the reading. Okay, so you're very well-rounded. You're very well-rounded, pile number one. Structure, routine is very important to you, or maybe it's the type of routine that you have that makes you unforgettable. Let's see. I see that this group is a good friend, very uplifting, supportive, fun. You may like to have a drink or two. You might like to enjoy your time with your friends. I do feel like with the Nine of Swords that you guys leave a big impression on people when you're no longer in their lives. They are stuck in regrets or wishing that you were still around. There's something about you that they miss. There's like a sense of like regret for the people that are no longer in your life. Okay. Another thing that I'm getting is this group. You may be competitive. On the other side note, you may also like to challenge yourself. I think you have like a healthy sense of competition. You like to compete, but you also like to compete with yourself and challenge yourself and growing. For some of you, could be very argumentative, and that's what makes you unforgettable. Is like no one wants to go toe to toe with pile number one in an argument. They'll be left crying, thinking about all the things that you said. Oh, pile one, and this is funny. All right, and then with that Ace of Pentacles, it's like you bring and add value to people's lives. So that would explain why when you are gone, they're stressed the F out. Like they're like, damn, I let a good one go. Whether that's a friend or whoever it may be. It could be anybody. Obviously, we come and go all the time in people's lives, right? But what makes you unforgettable? You bring value materialistically, like you bring in good ideas that are why am I having a brain fart? Forgive me. I am recording this during a Mercury retrograde that literally just started, and it is, oh my goodness, it is getting me. And it's not just me, because as I'm watching other content creators, oh, I see it happening to them too, and I can't help but giggle at it. I love astrology. It's so funny. You are highly abundant. Timeless beauty. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you have your Venus in an earth sign. Usually those signs tend to have that timeless beauty, like Venus in Taurus, Venus in Capricorn, Venus in Virgo. Energy doesn't have to be, you could have those placements and those signs, of course, but again, we have all elements here. So like I really see that this group is really well-rounded, structured. You like to have a good time, and I think that even despite having challenges and even insecurities, you still come out on top. You still manage to bring beauty into your life. And so that's another thing that makes you unforgettable, is that people can see that you have gone through challenges and insecurities. Like we all have issues, right? But like people have watched you overcome this. This could be a group of friends that have watched you grow, but just in general, people have watched you and you still manage to create something beautiful in your life, something tangible, something materialistic, something that is yours and adds value to yourself and to others that are around you. I do see that you could be a supportive friend. You love to help out your friends when it comes to their stresses by adding support, by challenging their perspectives. There's so many ways that you add value, pile one, to other people's lives. Okay, so let's get some more information. Ooh, we have the Scorpion with power, followed by the Whale with wisdom. Oops. Your back of the deck energy is the seahorse with perspective. Okay. I'll just go ahead and move these up to make some space for the cards. So you can see them. Alright, so back of the deck, seahorse with perspective. Which I mentioned earlier with that Nine of Swords. Pile 1. You guys are highly intuitive. You guys been through it, pile 1, and you've learned from those experiences and gained wisdom. This also the Scorpion reminds me of the Nine of Swords message that I also got too, was people still remember the things that you've said to them because it's stung. It's stung and it's stuck with them. And now they reminisce in those thoughts. It keeps them up at night. It keeps you hurt some egos, okay? I think because this group is so well-rounded, you know yourself very well, and it makes it really hard for people to, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if this group attracts a lot of people that are low-key, secretly in competition with you. Whether, I mean, for some of you, there's going to be some people that are going to be open about it, right? But I want to be surprised if some people are secretly in competition with you, pile number 1, that you're not even aware of. There's something about you that is, I don't know what the right word is to describe it, but it's like they admire you, pile 1, and they want to be like you. I think that people have watched you, again, gone through some tough situations and still made it out. And they're like, holy crap. Like, if I went through that, I went ahead and made it out. How did pile 1 do that? They are beyond strong. They want to know what wisdom you have. They want to know, how did you overcome your situations, your setbacks, your challenges? How did you come out on top? How did you do that, pile 1? Because, like, give me the tea. That's what they want to know. They want to know, how did you do that? So, like, when they think of you, what makes you unforgettable is that you're very strong. Your perspectives have changed and shifted other people's mindsets and belief systems, and it challenges their mindset. So, like, if you have a friend that is struggling with insecurity, you come in and you challenge their perspective of those belief systems, adding value, because now they're like, wait, pile 1's got a point. Why am I viewing myself like this? You add value to everybody you come across. All right, so let's get some more information on what makes you unforgettable. We have grounding. And then we have finding love. And we got seahorse again. Look at there's seahorses in this image. How freaking cool is that? I don't know, I think it's cool. Did I move you guys? I feel like I moved you guys. Sorry. I think I moved the camera a little bit somehow. Alright, so, back of the deck energy, before I forget, we have concealment. So, pile number 1, I get the vibe that you're also very secretive. You do not people don't know much about you, or like they think they do, or they know, like you allow people to know so much, but you don't let them know everything. So you're an enigma, you're mysterious. People are like, you are like you're there and you're helpful and you're like supportive and loving and kind, but then when it comes to you, people don't really know what's going on with you. There are people that have watched you go through struggles and stuff, like if this is at work or someone in your neighborhood, someone you grew up with, a peer, you know, there's that to take into consideration. Family members watching you struggle through things, but what makes you unforgettable is that despite you being open, you're still like a mystery. People don't know everything about you. I don't know. I can't remember if I said it that this group was. I said Earth Element. No, I don't know if I said it was like you guys were grounded. I did say you guys were well rounded. I get lots of structure, and I mean that makes sense with the grounding. When with the finding love, like you're able to. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys in this group are mediators. With the finding love, like you're able to. Okay, person A and person B are in conflict with person. Like, how do I use this as an example? Like, let's say there's 3 people, and person A and person B don't get along, but they get along with person C, and they both love person C, or they care for person C, and then you're the C person, and you can see the love between the two, and you can find a way to bridge that, and like. Is dissipate the right word? I don't know if that's the right word, but that's what's coming to my mind. Like you're able to dissolve the conflict between A and B person, if that makes sense. You're able to find connection with other people very easily with that finding love card. You could be a sensitive person, which is why you have that concealment. Is back to the deck energy. You gotta protect yourself. You gotta protect your energy. You gotta protect your feelings. You know, your heart. There's. I feel like that this group could be sensitive, but on the outside, you may not look it. I don't know. Like I feel like that's the vibe I'm getting. With this group. I don't know. I feel like that what else is interesting is that we have like a lot of, despite the scorpion here, we have a whale, we got an anchor, and we got seahorses twice. Okay? It's a lot of water energy. So you could be very highly intuitive, and your intuition is what is another thing that's unforgettable. Maybe you've said things without even realizing it, and people are like, holy shit, how did Pile 1 know that? Or things that you said have come to fruition later on, and then they're like, oh my god, I remember when Pile 1 said that this would happen, or that something would go down like this. Yeah, so like your intuition is another thing that makes you unforgettable. Pile number 1. All right, so continuing with the reading, we have more earth energy with buffalo, and we have fire energy. I believe that's fire with camel. Is that? I don't know if that's blurring out. Okay. And then back of the deck energy, we have the bat with air energy. So again, I mean, I only pulled the 2 cards, but again, we have one of one of every element here. So again, well-rounded, pretty balanced. Okay, the buffalo is a grounded energy, practical energy. So again, I don't know, like that kind of, I don't know, it kind of gives me like Taurus vibes, even though it's not a bull, but it's a buffalo, whatever. I feel like with the buffalo card here, you are someone that takes challenges head on. You see opportunity of growth instead of like misfortune, or like, oh my god, like this is too hard, and you don't let it stop you. You keep going. You're someone that is dependable, that people can rely on, and you're trustworthy. With that buffalo energy. Okay, so with the camel energy, you are someone who is self-reliant, dependable. Again, someone that knows themselves very well. You're able to overcome hardships with ease. Again, people have watched you struggle with the Nine of Swords and this Five of Wands energy, and watched you come on top every single time. Even though you may not feel like that. They've watched you. You're like, they're just like in awe of you. They're like, oh my god. So like when they see you struggling with something, or like a challenge coming at you, or an obstacle, whatever it may be, something in your way, they're like, they can't wait to watch you. Like, oh my god, how is Padawan gonna figure this out? What are they gonna do? And then they're like, and then they're thinking to themselves like, how the hell did they do that so well? Like, they don't even look like they broke a sweat. You do it so gracefully that you make it look easy. Okay, so that explains why you are unforgettable, because they know that if they were in that situation, they wouldn't have had the perspective that you had. They wouldn't have been able to come up with the ideas to solve the problems. So your idea of problem solving is something else that's unforgettable for people. Like, they're like, how does Padawan know? Like, how do you know? You definitely are someone that may like to travel, and also, so like if you do travel with friends, or I don't know, if you do traveling, you give me the vibe of someone who plans everything out, has everything structured. You're someone that they can rely on. Even if that's not your case, just in general, people know that they can rely and depend on you. And that's what makes you unforgettable. Okay? And then with the bat as back of the deck energy, air element, the bat kind of reminds me of the scorpion and the concealment back of the deck card that we had earlier, because bats are, they're nocturnal. So you could be a nocturnal person. You may might be a night owl. Doesn't have to be. But the bat is about oh, that actually makes sense with the whale too, because bats, they see in the dark. So your intuition is really strong. The bat is able to see things that others don't, right? So they don't use their eyes, they use their senses. So highly intuitive group, whether you're aware of it or not. the Bat card talks about adapting and adjusting. It also talks about death leading to rebirth. So again, that Scorpio energy. You're able to move on, continue. So it's kind of giving like Taurus and Scorpio vibes here. Like, I don't know, it's giving me that for a moment. Like, I don't know. You guys could have those placements, don't have to be. But when something happens, you learn to adjust, or people have watched you adjust to the changes, and you always come out on top, even if you don't feel like it. Like you come out of that unscathed is the word that I'm hearing. So again, there's a gracefulness to pile number one that people are like, wait, what? I like how some of these cards are kind of like tying together. It's pretty cool. All right, so continuing, we have the pig. This is the Chinese zodiac. So you could be born near the pig. Don't have to be. Okay. All right. And then we have the rabbit. Back of the deck energy, we have the rat. So again, you guys can be born near the pig, or I think they call it the boar, the rabbit, or year of the rat. Okay, so with the rat is back of the deck energy, you are someone that can be, again, a flexible, accepting of like what's, okay, okay, so a fork in the road type of thing. And some people, the inconvenience can shake up their whole world, and you're like, oh, okay, fine, this is something I have to deal with, something I can't move forward until I do this. So you're like, how do I do this? Do I go around this? Do I go over it? Do I go under? Do I go through it? You look at it from all angles, and find the best solution to dealing with the obstacle, and then you face it head forward. And even if you were to have a setback, you would learn from that setback, and then you gain that knowledge from that experience, and then you carry that wisdom with you moving forward. So again, your perspective, you're able to look at a problem from different perspectives and different angles. With the rabbit here, this kind of reinvigorates what I was talking about earlier. Like there's the rabbit, it's like a gentle like spirit energy. It's peaceful. It's also careful. Okay, so they're agile and quick in nature, but like they don't just run. Like they think before they leave. So they are also known for being charming. So again, I don't know, the timeless beauty is coming through, but you could be very charming, persuasive. Again, that mediator vibe is what was coming for me with the rabbit. And with the pig energy, you could be someone that lives in the moment, pretty simple. You're content with a simple life or lifestyle. You may be the type of person that kind of like just lets You may have had to learn how to let go of control. I mean, we do have yang, I think it's yang energy, if I recall correctly. Oh, I said yang, yin energy. So you may have had struggled with control, okay, for some of you, letting nature take its course, or you may have trouble with forgiving others, or being direct. If we want to look at, because this deck does have yin and yang energy, which is like positive and the negative aspects of each sign. But on the flip side, you could also be you could have an optimistic mindset. Like you may not know what's going to happen, or you may not know how it's going to unfold, but you know that it's going to be, everything's going to work out fine type of mentality. For others of you, you may have struggled with that mindset, and you may have a more realistic approach rather than an optimistic approach. I feel like you guys have heavy earth energy. I really do for this pile. But again, doesn't have to be. Alright, so finalizing the reading, we got one more deck left. We have 11th house. Okay, this is your house of friendship. Alright, group creativity, community, humanity, hope, tribe, festivals, discovery, common goals, startups, rebellion, experimentation, the future. Again, so a lot of these could be friendships that are coming through. They're, they're like, oh my God, pile number 1, I can never forget them. These could be past friendships. These could be current friendships. Creative group projects that you worked in, whether that's in job, work or school, whatever it may be. The community that you bring value to, they know that you are someone that's dependable and trustworthy and reliable. We have Capricorn energy. That's awesome. Again, it's an earth sign. Very dependable earth sign. Hard worker, a leader, authoritative. I say down to earth. So someone would describe you as down to earth, disciplined. You could be a little rigid. You could be a little strict in your routine, which is what I was getting a little bit with the gears. Like you have a set routine. You have a set, like, this is what works for you. Why are you gonna mess it up, right? Like, why change something that's already working for you? Like, that's kind of like the mindset. So, structured. Tradition could be a thing. You could be a traditional person. We have 6th house. So for some of you, this is definitely, this could be your work. These could be coworkers that are talking about you, or you left an imprint at work. But you're of service. The service that you provide to others, whether that's a lending hand, a shoulder to cry on, someone to talk to in times of their need. You provided something that helped add value to their lives, pile 1. So, yeah, you can also be, what makes you unforgettable is, okay, we have attention to work and details. Again, your work. I don't know what kind of work you do, but what you have to offer to others. Your job could be unforgettable, and the way some of you could be the boss. Maybe you've worked your way up to that position, and people are recognizing or remembering, like, when you started. It's kind of giving, like, started from the bottom, now we're here kind of vibe. And then there is a sense of your health. So maybe you have a structured way of, like, you have a health regimen or routine, or you stick to a diet and you're well known for that. You're unforgettable. Like, I remember when pile 1 shared this recipe, and I don't know, whatever it may be, there's something about food here and health and wellness here. So, like, you could also be someone who I don't know, it's just, you're well-rounded. You're like balanced, Jen. You're someone that people admire and want to work up towards, okay? All right, and then we have Mercury with communication. I'll make sure that doesn't, there we go. Your style of communication is unforgettable. Your way, your thought processing, the way you think outside the box, how smart you are, your awareness, how you collect information. You might need that one friend that'd be like, hey, fun fact. Your way of analyzing information, processing it. You may be someone that can dumb it down for others to understand. You're able to break things down so that people understand the information better. You could be a good teacher. You're just someone that is able to, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like I was gonna repeat myself, so I'm just gonna pause there. Like, we do have, these kind of look like bees, and then those look like honeycombs. So again, like, you work hard, and when you work hard, there you bring value to the community. Okay, so even if you don't work in a community, like, let's say you just have like a normal job, you don't see it, but like, just you, by being a listening ear, giving perspective to other people, you shift other people out of from a negative perspectives, or because you challenge their beliefs, they share that with other people. And then it becomes like a domino effect. And although you may not, in hindsight, you may not be able to see how you affect or impact other people, you are a big impact to the community at large. Okay? The way you talk, your voice can be unforgettable as well. You could be a teacher. Oh, what was the back of the deck energy for that? Ooh, we got Cancer. So back at the deck energy, we have Cancer. So again, I mean, we have sister signs here, actually. That's pretty interesting. Again, I did mention that you guys could be very sensitive. If I recall, Capricorn is, I think, feminine energy. But there is this nurturing aspect that you provide to others that bring value to their lives. You are protective, again, highly intuitive. When you make friendships, they feel like family. They feel like they are family. And so you may have like a small friend group, or a small amount of like friendships, or like people that are close to you. I wanted to say a small like friendship group, a tight-knit group. I don't know, that's not the right word, but whatever. Yeah, so that's where I'm gonna leave it at for pile 1. That's what makes you unforgettable. Wishing you the best of luck and love on your journey moving forward. And take care to the next video. Bye. Hello. If you guys chose the bunny key, this is your pile on what makes you unforgettable. Okay. I went ahead and pre-shuffled to get a nice little stack. Before I get into those cards, I wanted to discuss the little key that you guys were drawn towards. Now, this key in particular, for some reason, reminds me of the bunny from Alice in Wonderland. So I feel like that what makes you unforgettable, pile number 2, is this. I feel like this is gonna, like, I don't know. It's weird because, like, how do I put this into words? It's like you guys go down a rabbit hole, right? And like in the storyline, Alice follows him, and what is she does? She discovers more about herself. And I feel like you're on this journey of self-discovery. And I feel like that, or like not, either it's self-discovery or like a returning to home kind of vibe. I think that because the bunny, the character, is weighed down from responsibility of structures and schedules, and that's why he's always like rushing and late, I'm late, right? There's this sense of not one, maybe I feel like this group may have, how do I put this in words? Found or is finding a way to not do things in the way that is considered norm. So unconventional ways of life, of living, whether that's career, purpose, just how you live in general is unique to you. I think that people want to watch you. That's why they follow you. Whether, like, you could take that, like, metaphorically speaking or, like, literal speaking of, like if you have, like, if you post online and share your life with the world, whatever. Some of you obviously are not going to be doing that, but there will be some. But, like, there's people that are watching you guys that are, like, so curious about you that they're, like, watching you to see, like, okay, well, what's Pile 2 going to do next? Because if you think about it, Alice follows the rabbit out of curiosity. So what makes you unforgettable is you going to, like, they want to know, where are you going? Pile 2. People want to know where you're going. What has you feeling weighed down? And how are you still going despite being weighed down? They want to see the end goal. They want to see you reach whatever it is you're going for. It's interesting energy. Cause there's these twists and these turns, and there's a lot of unexpected things. And how do you keep going? Where's the energy coming from, Pile 2? So you could be very energetic, or it could just be talking about in a general sense, like, how do you continue to keep going despite, for example, the crippling anxiety. This character is very anxious about being on time. maybe you feel like you're falling behind on time, and they're, you know, like, I feel like that this group, there's no linear path. I think none of us really actually do have a linear path, but I feel like that this group, I don't know, it's more like a returning to home, or like, I don't know, that's the vibe I'm getting from you guys. All right, so with that said, let's pull out some of your cards. So yeah, we'll get some more information on that. All right, so starting off with the reading, we have the Ten of Swords. Oh, did you guys notice? It says deadline. What the? Okay, wait. Oh, I was wondering if the books right here had any lettering on it, but it don't. Okay, but that's interesting. Deadline. Okay, so 10 is about completion, and there's something you feel the urge to complete. Let's see. Let me get some more before I start rambling. We have the Death card, followed by the Six of Wands, followed by the Ten of Wands. And I move these up so that I have space for the other cards when I pull them. All right, and then for back of the deck energy, we have, if I can pick it up, yeah, sorry, is the Queen of Wands. Okay, so what makes you unforgettable? Your intuition, for starters. I think that's why people are like, you're like, I was getting with the linear thing, like point A to point, you know, going from point A to point B to point C in a linear path, where yours is like, goes in, cuts through here, comes back this way, swoops down and comes back up, and like, it's just all over the place, but yet you're still moving forward in some weird way. Like, it's hard to understand, but it makes sense for you and it works for you. Okay, let's see. What makes you unforgettable is this group is highly attractive. So your looks, your beauty is unforgettable. Your creativity, your passion, and your drive is another thing that is unforgettable for this group. We have 2 10s here. So there is something about cycles. This group, what makes you guys unforgettable is your ability to transform. It's like, it's kind of giving like the Phoenix energy, where you restart the cycle. So the Phoenix burns to ashes and then is reborn from those ashes, and then the cycle repeats. It's kind of given like more of like a spiritual, like, it's gonna make sense, like, it's going to be unique to you, if that makes sense at all. I do find it interesting that we do have 2 horses here. So horses typically represent freedom, or at least that's the first thing that comes to my mind. When it comes to those animals, there might be some more, like, if you were to look into the spiritual meaning of those animals, that would probably give you some more clues and insight. but they're both going in the same direction of like going forward. It's pretty interesting. We have air, wands, and fire. Fire, air, and water energy here. So, despite the setbacks that you've had in life, pile 2, you always come out victorious. And you come back stronger and better every single time a challenge is presented to you. And so what makes you unforgettable is that like people cannot wait to see the new version of you. So you may be the type of person that might even go like into hiding to work on whatever it is you're working on, whether it's yourself or your career, something you're passionate about. And then when you're ready, you emerge, you share, and then everybody's like, wow, what happened to Pile 2? This is something, like, they were not like this a year ago, or a few months ago, or... There's just something about transformation here with this group, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. It's like a consistent cycle. I wouldn't be surprised if this group had a lot of, like, 8th house placements. Don't have to be, of course. There are people that witness you being overburdened, overwhelmed, always taking on the responsibility of others and everyone around you. But somehow, despite having all of those setbacks, despite having all of that baggage that you're carrying with you, you still manage to push through. And it is eye-opening for some, but it's just you make people like in awe, like what? Like I know that the Pile 2 was going through this, but how did they manage to accomplish this despite having that issue? Or whether this is a health issue or a financial issue or a physical issue, whatever it is, it's going to be different for all of you, but like, or a combination of a bunch of different things throughout your life. It's almost like I'm hearing someone say like, well, it's not like I was given another option. I have no choice but to move forward kind of vibe. It's almost like there's this like inner will power that I have to do this. I have to get this done. But you accomplish it every single time. Whether you feel accomplished or not, Pile 2, people watch you time and time again, over and over. Push through things that would have killed other people. I mean, look at, she got 10 swords in her back, and she's like, I can't do it no more. She's just giving up on life. Where people would have given up, you're like, no, giving up is not an option. I have to keep going. Whether that's for other people, whether these wands represent other people, like if you're a parent, or you have other responsibilities, there's no. The answer is no. You have to keep going. You're not afraid to pursue in directions that other people would be like, I don't know about that. Your perseverance is admirable, and that's part of what makes you unforgettable. You got character, Pile 2. And you might feel like, well, perseverance really ain't what exactly what I want to be known for, but you don't realize how, I don't know how to explain it. I'm trying, it's like I'm feeling other people's energies of like their reflections on you. And all I could say is that these people are just in awe. When they look at you, it's like, wow. They become speechless. you are passionate, you're driven, you're fiery, you have strong willpower that people wish that they had. These may be just natural gifts of yours that that you tap into easily. And so, like, it's just second nature to you. Yeah, so I'm hearing what doesn't kill you make you stronger. Me and your brother, I'm tired of it. I do think that this group came here to wrap up a cycle, to complete something. I mean, and to an extent, I think, aren't we all like here working on cycles? But I feel like this particular lifetime for this group, you guys are wrapping up a cycle. You're finishing it. So let's get some more information. Let's get some more cards. We have the Bison. Okay. With abundance. And then we have the Weasel with stealth. And then back of the deck energy. Oh, this card is so pretty. I love the colors. We have the Wolverine with tenacity. Alright. So, pile 2. You work in silence. You're working behind the scenes. You are resourceful. You use what you have and you make it work one way or another. I feel like I can only hear, I could hear someone say when I brought up the resourcefulness, is like, well, I didn't have much of a choice. I had to make it work. But you develop skills. Resourcefulness is a skill. It is something that not everybody has. Where you just make things work because there's no other option how to. Whether you just don't have it or you don't have the funds for it, you make it work one way or another. So your resourcefulness is another thing that's coming through. You bring abundance. In abundance, I feel like I always have to remind people that abundance doesn't just come in wealth. It's abundance of health, abundance of love, support. It's abundance of health. Did I say health? I don't know if I said that already. Sorry. Spiritual abundance, protection. There's so many different ways of abundance. And where you might think you lack, you have abundance in other areas that balances those things out. Again, with the stealth and the death card, it's like behind the scenes. You're not out and about saying, this is what I'm doing. Like, like you don't need validation. You don't need permission. You're just gonna do what you're gonna do, and then you let your results speak for itself. Kind of vibe. Yes. With the Wolverine as back of the deck energy, you definitely are someone who life has not been the kindest. I think everybody, life touches everybody in some way, shape, or form. At some point, no one goes unscathed in this world, okay? But I think that you've learned to push forward. I mean, if you think about like a Wolverine, that thing will attack another like creature that's 10 times its size. Like, it don't back down. It does not. It will fight to the death. And that's kind of like you. Not to say that you're out there fighting everybody. I mean, I don't know. You got a lot of fire energy here, but it's more like you don't there's just no a no. There's no. It's not like I'm gonna make it happen one way or another. Kind of vibe. All right. So let's get some more information. We have wisdom. Got an octopus here. All right, and then we have protection. Didn't I say abundance? And I brought up, I don't know, did I say protection? I think I said protection. You could, I said spiritual. You could have some spiritual, you could have an abundance of spiritual protection. All right, so another thing is that people, what makes you unforgettable is a people have watched you, may have even had near-death experiences, and you somehow manage to survive them or come out unscathed or just alive. And so there's just things that there's circumstances or situations that you found yourself in that people witness for their own eyes divine protection for you, whether that's behind the scenes or like in your, or like they witnessed it firsthand. And what I mean by like behind the scenes is more like when people try to fuck you over, they definitely got slapped by spirit, you know, karma came. You know what I'm saying? So like they know that you are divinely protected. You are protective in nature, and that's another thing. You protect what's yours. You will fight for what's yours. And all the experiences that you have up until this point have made you very wise and intelligent. There is a lot of adaptability here that is unmatched. Okay, pile 2. I mean, have you guys ever seen an octopus? I've seen a video where an octopus got caught by a, I don't know, people that, a sailor, I guess, I don't know, people that like, fishing and stuff, and then they caught an octopus, and this huge ass octopus managed to escape in the like tiniest of holes. I don't know how, because I guess it got no vertebrae, I guess, but it managed to escape, like, so that's another thing. People, like, again, that's kind of near-death experience. I mean, the octopus would have gotten killed to be eaten, right? So you've managed to escape dangerous situations, and people are like, what? Wait, how did they do that? What? Your back of the deck energy is equilibrium, which is kind of cool, because the reason, let me see that, there we go. The reason why I bring that up is because it's kind of like things balance itself out. How do I explain? You come up with ideas that others would not have come up with. And it may have, those ideas probably came from pressure. Like for example, like the reason why I said pressure is because I'm looking at her and she's got a deadline. So and then I'm thinking of swords are thoughts, and it's mental energy, right? So it's also communication. But there's this element of like pressure put on you to solve this problem quickly. Again, with that rabbit, always in a hurry, always like, I need to go. So in this case, it may, even if it's not I need to go, it's I need to figure this out now. So you may have been in circumstances enough times where people have seen you work well under pressure and come out victorious every time. And so it's become like that's another thing that what makes you unforgettable. Your ability to overcome challenges, adapt to your circumstances and your environments. The thing is, though, is like you're still you, but you're like a more evolved you. Every like challenge, it's like the challenges or the experiences you have don't change you as a person. It just makes you. It like enhances you. Like that's an interesting way of putting it, but that's what's coming to my mind. All right, so continuing on, we have the Panther with fire energy, and then we have Turtle with water energy. Okay, and then back of the deck energy, we have Cosmic Egg. All right. So, what I want to mention about this particular card, the Cosmic Egg, this is the last card of this deck. And it does talk about sorry, my brain is braining. But it talks about completing a cycle and returning to oneself and the discovery of self. So, this group may have been on the journey or is on the journey of self-discovery or like returning to home, which is again what I was getting with the rabbit key earlier, which is interesting. You might it may not even just be a sense of like returning to home and like, oh boom, I'm done. It could be like little things that happen throughout your life, or throughout your life, or you want to say your journey. Like an experience will come, it will complete, and then you'll have that epiphany or that aha moment, and then it's like now, like once you know kind of thing, and then you continue moving on, starting a whole new cycle, but with the knowledge that you have gained. And each cycle brings you closer and closer to your true sense of self. It's not to say that you're not you, but it's more like maybe this is like a lifetime or lifetimes of doing this. Like maybe you have had I'm wondering what your north nodes are in. But it's, how do I explain this? It's like you've been working towards this for a long time. Like this is something your soul's been working towards. It's, I don't know, I'm getting like, what's the Aquarian energy here? I don't know. I'm hoping that I'm putting this into words that's understandable. There may be, people have witnessed you go through a Kundalini, or that's meant to happen. A Kundalini awakening. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Look it up. For sure, definitely. Also, you know what? I don't know if you guys remembered. Do you remember? Sorry. Okay. But look at, there's a panther right here, and then you got a panther. Hey. I don't know. I did this. Kind of cool. You guys might like panthers for sure. But the panther, fire energy, is brave and productive. They don't like to, they're about growth. They don't like stagnant energy. there may be some like in a negative aspect, there may be like some self-destructive habits that people witnessed you overcome, which makes you unforgettable, because they're like, dang, last time when I saw pile 2, or I remember pile 2 going through this, and now they've overcome that. Like, holy crap. Whether that's actual physical challenges or mental challenges, combination of both, it's, you always come out successful. That's all I can say. With that 6 of Wands, excuse me, with that 6 of Wands being there, you're extremely brave, pile 2. You're extremely brave. Okay, and then with the turtle energy, which is water energy. How do I explain this? A turtle can also have like earth and water energy because they're both water and land creatures. So there is this sense of like, and they also live for a long time too. So again, wisdom there. But it's like grounding. There is a sense of grounding with this creature. I don't know why I'm saying that like that, but okay. They're peaceful creatures. I mean, yeah, there are some that are snapping turtles, but like, we're not focused on the technicalities, okay? They're productive. Even when they're slow, they're still productive. In a similarity with the panther doesn't like stagnant energy. It has to keep going. And it's kind of the same thing with the turtle, because in the negative aspects of the turtle, it's like your energy becomes unbalanced when you come to a stop or a halt. When you come to a complete stop, which again, that will create that stagnant energy. So, it's kind of interesting that I said Aquarian energy and we got Scorpio here. You guys could be a fixed sign. Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Leo. I mean, we do have, I think, a Leo energy with that Queen of Wands. So there's that. But the turtle, despite the when you think of like the rabbit and the tortoise and the hare story, everyone else is like, oh my god, I gotta move fast, gotta run fast, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. By this age, we should accomplish this. And then the turtle's like, look, bro, I'm just gonna do me, and I'm gonna do what I do best by doing me. Like that's the vibe I'm kind of getting for you guys. I also, another thing is when the turtle feels unsafe, they go and they retract into their shell, right? So it's kind of like, it reminds me of that stealth energy where like you, and then it's like a combination of the turtle, the death, I don't know if it's Scorpio, but it's because it's Scorpio energy, but, and the weasel here energy, it's like, it's giving like, when life gets tough, you might isolate, you might go within, you might hibernate, what the heck was I gonna say? I was gonna combine like two weird ass words together. Okay, anyways, you hibernate, you isolate, and then you emerge and come back out like successful. Like they're like, wait, how did that happen? How did pile 2 do that? I feel like I just keep people are just in awe of you, pile 2. Like, how the hell do you do it? Let me see. Let's see if there's anything else that comes through, because I feel like I'm at this point a broken record, but it's kind of, I really like how the cards combine together to give this message. All right, so we have the goat with the Chinese zodiac, so you could be born year of the goat, don't have to be. You guys got the horse. Again, horses are significant for this group. They could be your animal totem, animal spirit guide. But you could also be born year of the horse. And then back of the deck energy, we have the rat. So you could be born year of the rat. I wanted to look up the meaning of these cards real quick. They're just like quick little key things. We have the rat. Fast in reaction, united, live in the moment, flexible, accepting, looking at a problem from different perspectives. You kind of have to, right? You have to look at it from different angles. That's how you become more resourceful and figuring out how to get yourself out of a hole, right? That makes a lot of sense. With the horse, we have enthusiastic, determined, brave, optimistic, and positive. Again, the brave, you've had experience. I feel like a lot of people that pick this group had a lot of near-death experiences, or you're also someone that charges in. You're someone that is dependable, that people can rely on in a tough situation. If they are going through something, excuse me, they know that you're like the first person that comes to their mind, where they're like, you know what, I should ask pile 2 what I should do, or for advice from pile number 2, because they probably been through something similar to this and might have an answer. They might give me some good advice. Be persevering, rely on power of the team, endurance, decide how far away you run. Again, like there's this like, I gotta go, like I gotta do this kind of vibe. All right, with the goats, we have practical, stable, fearless of danger and difficulty, kind and gentle, proper, adventure, sure action, based on the present, grasp the future. Like you understand, which kind of makes sense with this bison card here too. Like you don't mind putting in the hard work because you're trying to get to the top of the mountain. You don't mind putting in that work because you know that the outcome is going to be successful. It is going to take you a step closer to what outcome you want, and you don't mind putting in that work. It's kind of like work hard, play hard kind of vibes. So I wouldn't be surprised if you had that kind of mindset. All right, and then I'm just talking a little bit faster because like I feel like I went on too long. So now your reign is a little bit longer than I had intended it to be. So sorry, pile 2. All right, so we have conjunction with empowerment. Chiron with healing. North Node and destiny. And Mercury with communication. Okay, so you are a hard worker. We got the bees. But it's not, your hard work is will always be paid off with that honey right there. Something sweet. So it's not for nothing. Like your hard work is not for nothing. Okay? What makes you unforgettable? People, when they look at you, they know that you're destined for great things. They know that you're destined to overcome adversity and any challenges that are thrown your way. You will learn to figure out and adapt to them and crush them every single time. They can tell that you're on the journey of empowerment. You are someone that empowers others, whether that is through inspiration or you provide that for others. I think that you also activate this in other people as well. So when someone else has like lacking in what you like, I feel like you enter people's lives, certain people's lives, for a reason, so that you can activate this within them. So you can show them like, hey, not like you're like, hey guys, like what I did. No, it's more like through your experiences, by watching you, they see that if Pao2 can do it, I can learn those skills too. I can do that too. And so you're an inspiration to people that come into your life, or that you come into their lives, I should say. People have watched you go through your deepest and darkest and emerge brighter than ever. I don't know if you guys, like, I don't know if you noticed, but like we got like this blue, not to say that these colors are bland or dull or in a sense, but like we got like these, like, I don't know, like if you go from like these two cards right here, or like all the blue and grays, and then we got all this yellow here in bright colors. Like, people have watched you go through a lot and emerge successful and stronger. I mean, you wouldn't be strong if you weren't strong. You wouldn't be able to handle this 10 of Wands. You wouldn't be able to carry that and still keep going. Okay. People have watched you grow, and that's what makes you unforgettable, because every time you do it, people are like, what? Like, how you're constantly changing, you're maturing, you're constantly growing. I think, like, we can argue and say that we all do this, but not really. There are people that are grown adults still acting like children. You know what I'm saying? And what else is interesting is that there's self-doubt here with the Chiron. And then the Panther is about self-destruction. So you might even destruct yourself in a way in order to rebuild yourself. I don't know how to explain that in a way that makes more sense than how I'm not saying you hurt yourself. I'm saying, like, you dismantle the things. It's almost like you go down this rabbit hole, right? You're like, okay, I have this issue. Let's explore this topic and let's learn everything there is to know about it, so then I can now use that to my advantage. I could learn to emerge from this, so this is no longer a thing or a problem. Okay? Yeah, you learn to let go. Your attachment. You probably have a strong cutoff game, Pao2. You probably are like, nope, not for me, not happening. Or this ain't working, toodaloo, bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like this group is not one. If you're bringing them down, best believe that you are going to be cut off. It's not even like you have like ill intents, like I wish you the worst. No, it's like, nah, bro, like I can't take you where I'm going because you can't keep up with me. And it's not that I'm thinking I'm better than you. It's just that I got to keep going. And you wish those people the best, but you cannot take them along with you on your journey, right? So like you kind of just keep going, if that makes sense. And then back of the deck energy, we have the moon. Again, did I mention that you guys were intuitive? Yeah, with that Queen of Wands energy. Highly intuitive people. More water energy. Yeah, this does talk about self-soothing, so you may learn how to heal. You're on a journey of healing. there's just something about mastery here of something that has tied with empowerment. So taking back your power, you may been or had experiences where people took advantage, like whether it's bosses or authority figures, whether that is systematic or metaphorically or literally, people taking your power or abusing their power and making you feel powerless. And then you were on the journey of self-empowerment. Okay? There's just like this group has been through a lot, and you've learned to emerge from it time and time again. So you're an inspiration, pile 2. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm sorry if I was a broken record for a while. A lot of the messages in the cards, they do kind of repeat themselves, so I do apologize with that. But I can't help it. I think the Spirit just wants to remind you that even when you don't feel your best, people are looking at you like they're doing double takes. They're like, wait, pile 2? What? Like, what? They didn't knock pile 2 down? Like, they're still going? Like, how did, what? Like, and then they can't. They're like, just, I don't know. It's just, people look at you in awe and in a positive way. And they want to know. They want to know how you do it, pile 2. Alright, so I'm going to leave this here for you. Wishing you the best of luck and love on your journey moving forward. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care till then. Bye. Hello, hello. Pile number 3. If you guys were drawn to the lovely heart key, this is going to be your reading on what makes you unforgettable. So I'm going to go ahead and move this to the side. Alrighty. Okay, so pile 3, I want to mention that I went ahead and pre-shuffled, so we got a nice little stack going. I want to say with your key that you guys chose, I don't know, I see all these little smiley faces for some reason. I don't think that was what the designer's intention was. But I don't know, I think that this group, what makes you unforgettable is your sweet, like there's a sweet side to you that's patient and compassionate and kind and loving. Because you guys did pick the key with the hearts. It's like, now that's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know if you know, like, you notice like that there's like a little heart instead of a big heart. It reminded me of the Grinch when his heart grows bigger. I don't know. I'm not saying that you were the Grinch, but I'm saying like your heart is that big. Like it grows. You have a lot of love to give and a lot of compassion for others. Pile number 2. So, I'm sorry, 3. I don't know why I said 2, but maybe you were drawn to pile 2. But pile 3, I want to say that what makes you unforgettable is your love. And I want to say your lightheartedness, for sure, with the smiles. Like, you could be youthful, cheerful, silly kind of vibe. I don't know, it's like there's something sweet about this energy. Like, you want to protect it. Or like, I don't know, you make others want to protect you, or like they hope that you never like lose that side of yourself. Yeah, so let's get into it. These could also be people from like what makes them unforgettable. I mean, these are other people's thoughts and whatnot, but these could also be exes as well that are coming through for you, pile 3, which is interesting because I didn't have that come through for any. It doesn't have to be exes, it could be people that you loved, so ex-friends as well are coming through for this group. Interesting. Alright, so starting off with the reading, we have the Five of Pentacles, followed by the King of Pentacles, followed by the Eight of Wands, followed by the Knight of Swords. All right. Pentacles, Pentacles. We have Earth, Fire, and Air energy. It's your back of the deck energy. We have, for back of the deck energy, we have the Page of Swords. Okay. So it's kind of interesting. We have Page, Knight, and King energy. So lots of court energy here. So these are lots of people. These are people from your past. Whether those are, I don't know. All right, pile 3. What makes you unforgettable? Your cutoff game is unforgettable and undeniable. It's like as soon as someone acts silly or acts in a disrespectful way, you have strong boundaries, or you had learned how to set boundaries. And once you did learn, you don't play about them. And so your cutoff game is strong. I would say that this group, these are people that are left out in the cold. And I feel like having you around makes people feel rich. Makes people feel like they're that bitch, even though they're not that bitch. It's you that's that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? I just said that word so many times. And like, you add value to people's lives, and people forget that it's your energy, not theirs, and they get a little cocky, and then boom, you disappear, and then you take that with you, and now they're left with nothing, and they're the reminder of they weren't shit before they met you, or before you entered their lives. And now, since you didn't respect, or a combination of respect and appreciate pile 3, you're left with your own shit again. That 5 of Pentacles. Alright, so you leave people out in the cold. Some might even say that you could be a tightwad. You may not want to help others out with finances when you are in a position to do that. Maybe you're the type of person that doesn't like to mix money with friends. Okay? That's a possibility. But you disappear just as quick. You are a forward progressive movement with that 8 of Wands. Like, you just keep moving. You don't stop. I just really feel like that this group really just keeps moving forward. I do think that with the combination of the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords, there's a thing about perspective. So your way of thinking, how you view the world, see the world, process the world around you is very innovative. It's different, it's unique, and that's also what makes you unforgettable. Okay, you could be someone who talks quickly, or you think quickly, or you have thoughts that are constantly going and going and going. Of course, not everything is going to resonate for everybody, so keep that in mind. But it's your perspective. You change people's ideas and challenge their beliefs, or you help them see the world in a different lens. You bring stability and something about despite all this airy and fast, quick energy, there is a sense of grounding within you. So maybe you're able to take an idea and bring it into reality. Okay, so there's that energy coming through as well. I'm wondering if some of you are neurodivergent. Don't have to be, but I do think that there's quite a few of those in this group. Your words can sting because they're based on fact. So like you're the type of person to say it like it is, and it's like it's kind of like, please don't push me there. Don't push me to that point because you're not gonna like what I have to say. Because you're not the type of person to just say things just to hurt someone's feelings. Whatever you say is based on fact. It's based on truth. And so when cornered, you will swing that sword. Do you want to? Not really, but you do it if you have to. So there's a sense of like defense. Like you defend yourself to the fullest, you defend your friends to the fullest, your loved ones. You're quick-witted. You're probably the type of person that has lots of snarky remarks or great comebacks. There's something about like fast-paced energy. Like someone just can't sit still or likes to just keep moving forward progressively. So moving, whether that's like in career or just in general, like there's just something about moving on. I'll be moving on. Isn't that Maya moving on? I don't know. I did it. That's a song. Alright, so let's get some more information with the oracle cards. We have the Ant with cooperation. And then we have the Wasp with anger. And that's kind of interesting because I said that you guys are quick-witted. You guys are quick to, not to say that has to do with anger, but like you are the type of person that it will defend yourself. I want to say more verbally, but like this can go all, with that fire energy. Things can escalate pretty quickly. All right. The Wasp does talk about boundaries and setting those boundaries. So again, what makes you unforgettable is you don't budge with your boundaries. You may have at one point allowed other people to overstep your boundaries, or you had none at all, and you had to learn this. But once you did, you cut ties with everyone and anyone that does not respect your boundaries. So there was, you have a big heart, pile 3. You have to protect it. Not everybody is deserving of your love, and you've learned that. Or are learning that. Or had learned that. Through trial and error. Or you already knew. I don't know. But your backup deck energy, though, if I can get in, is the Seahorse with perspective, which reminds me of the Page of Swords. A little bit the Knight of Swords too, but you bring perspective, new insight, new ideas, new ways of seeing things and handling things. You're innovative. You have I'm hearing introspective too, so that could be some of you. And then both this card and this card have a moon, so again, protecting your feelings. And then you may be someone who's introspective and actually analyzes your feelings. Like you might like question it, like why do I feel like this, and to better understand yourself on a more deeper level. It's not like just like how do I feel, but like why do I feel that way, and why does this person trigger this out of me? I don't know. There's something about reflection and introspection here with this group. Excuse me. What makes you unforgettable is you're a hard worker. with that ant, I mean, you're able to ants, they're strong. They're strong as fuck. So, there's also that, I feel like this group is highly emotionally intelligent, because of that reflection and introspection that you guys do. But again, ants are very strong. They lift physically, I think 100 times their weight. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but it's one of the strongest animals in the world. All right, let's just say it like that. Okay. Cooperation. You work well with others, but you will not hesitate to, be like, you know what? I'm not working with you. You're not productive. You're not helping out this situation. So I get like this person, you are the type of person to call things out. And you may have changed. And you may have not always been this way. Pile number 3. But your ability to work with other people, you give the vibe of teamwork makes the dream work. You're that person that come on guys, let's work together. Another thing is what makes you unforgettable is rag to riches, because we got that 5 of Pentacles, boom, King of Pentacles. All right, so you may have started off somewhere not financially stable or not in the best place, and now you're in a much better place. So that's another thing that makes you unforgettable. You're on the up and up. How did you do that? It looks quick in their eyes, but it may have taken you some time. Okay? It's just a lot of fast energy. What is that about? I don't know. Are you guys always on the move? Are you guys always busy? Are you always doing something? Because I get the vibe that that's for some of you. Alright, so moving along with the reading. I feel like I'm moving a lot faster for this group is because I don't know. It's interesting because I feel faster than pile 2. Pile 2 went too long, but they had so many I don't know. Their messages were different because they kept repeating, but in different ways. But in a general sense, the reading was the same, right? And for you guys, it's I don't know. I feel I feel this urgency to go fast because towards the end of pile 2's reading, I felt oh my god, I need to talk faster because I'm this is taking too long. So their rating was long, and now I feel I gotta move fast. So maybe you're impatient. You're known to be impatient, or you're known to not just say you're impatient, but you could be. But you don't. You're let's get to the point. You're very fast thinker. Okay. All right. So moving along, we have the cut ties. And, who knows? Maybe I was preparing for your energy, pile 3. Okay. There's that as a possibility as well. All right. Again, like I said, your cutoff game is really strong. For that to come through. And I feel it's unexpected sometimes too. You just, boom, you're gone. You're not here. You're no longer here anymore. What happened to pile 3? I don't know. They're gone. You have to hear it through the grapevine from someone else. And they're probably not that much of a in connection or cahoots with you either. Alright, so we have growth of energy. Again, that I feel that's that 8 of Wands energy. You're constantly going, you're constantly moving. You don't you have to keep moving. That could be why you felt drawn to pile 2 because of the rabbit. Was I don't know. I think of what that came with the key with the rabbit of pile 2. It reminded me of the rabbit from the Alice in Wonderland. And then what is he doing? He's in a hurry. So you then I wouldn't be surprised if for me to be bringing up pile 2 so much, you may have been tied to pile 2, 2's energy, and that actually could be the reason why. Or you could have some messages there too. But let me slow it down a little bit. You have grown a lot, so you've matured a lot. This group has matured a lot, and so that's another thing that has left you unforgettable in people's perspectives because they remember a version of you that's still like, like when, like, how do I say this? Everybody has a, like, what is the, like, I feel like there's a saying that explains this, but I can't remember what it is. So if you know what I'm trying to say, put it in the comment section because I would really appreciate that. But it's like everybody has a memory of you, and that version of you is dead and gone. Like, that version of you is gone. But like, they still remember you, that version of you. But you've grown so much from that. Like, you're a whole new person. Like, allow me to reintroduce myself because I am no longer that person. And let me show you who the fuck you're dealing with now. Kind of like vibe. All right. So then we have let go. Now you got a crab here, and it kind of reminds me of Cancer energy. So you guys could be a Cancer, but don't have to be. But again, let go. You have transformed. Maybe there were things or situations, jobs, perspectives, way of thinking, way of going about doing things, where like it has to be this way, it has to be this way, and then you've learned to let go of that control, or you've learned to live and let live, allow people to do what they want to do, and then see what they do, and then decide from there, like, okay, well, if that's how you're gonna act, then I'm gonna go do this because I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how about making sense? But that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Like, you learn to let go of control and allow to see what people choose to do, and then you act accordingly. Okay, so back at the deck energy, we have defense with Scorpion, so we could have some, again, more water energy here, so we could be a Scorpio. Don't have to be, though. I mean, we do have fixed energy here. But anyways, yeah, did I mention that you guys could be defensive? Quick to defend yourself, quick to, like, quick-witted. Whether you're quick-witted and you come back and you have witty comebacks, like instantly, like you bounce back quick in those kind of situations, or it's more like when someone comes at you, or they cross the boundary, you get defensive, like you're ready to attack, you're ready to pounce, you're ready to be like, you know what, if you can't respect me, then you can go. And you have no problems letting that go. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so moving along, pile 3, we have this cute little lamb. This is so funny. I like this. Alright, so you have the lamb, which is earth element energy, followed by the deer, which is more earth energy. And like, they're so sweet and innocent creatures. Like, come on. Like, it's kind of the vibe that I was getting with you guys. Like, you have like this, like, yeah, you have like this soft, innocent energy, but at the same time, it's like, don't come for me, bitch. Like, like you had to learn. Because they have so much predators. They have things that are coming to attack them, and you had to learn to defend yourself in this cruel world that we live in, unfortunately. All right. So we also have, for back of the deck energy, mouse, which again is more earth energy. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have an earth sign here, but again, doesn't have to be. All right. So the mouse is generally someone who is detail oriented, okay, tends to look at the details. They like to prepare and organize, kind of in Virgo energy. Not me trying to stereotypical, whatever, stereotype, oh my goodness, stereotype Virgos. Yeah, they're resourceful and they like to prepare for the worst. And, yeah, so you're resourceful. You bring things together. On a negative aspect, though, you might run around with no purpose, but I don't feel like that's the focus here. Alright, it's more like you have an eye to detail, and you like to prepare and organize, or you bring organization to chaos. Organized chaos, which is Virgo energy because it's a mutable sign, but it's an earth. Interesting. Anyways, moving along. With that lamb energy, guys, you're so sweet. It's peaceful, it's innocent, it's patience, it's loving. It's that you give good advice. So that's another thing that makes you unforgettable is your advice. You know the right thing to say to everybody, whether you're aware of it or not. I think that a lot of you are not even aware of it. I mean, there are some circumstances where you're like, you know what you're saying, and you know that is impactful for that person. But sometimes there are times where, like, you're just having a conversation with somebody and you just happen to say something that was something, I'm saying that word a lot, sorry, but was what they needed to hear in that moment without you even realizing that was what they needed because they never verbalized it. So, like, it just happens. Yeah, it's channeling, okay? So you channel message through spirit, whether that's to friends, children, a stranger. You're like a messenger, but it's like honest guidance, okay? You're very truthful. And there's this sense of like inner peace with you. Alright, things to just feel at ease. Alright, and then with the deer, again, compassionate energy, nurturing. You have like this, like, it's kind of interesting because you got the Cancer energy. Oh, I'm saying Cancer energy. It's a crab, and it reminds me of Cancer energy, which is, again, nurturing. It's the mother. It's compassionate energy, which is what's coming through with the deer. So what makes you unforgettable is your nurturing, your love, your support, your guidance, your patience. Like, people really feel like they're left out in the cold when you're not there anymore. And they are in huge, huge regret. Sucks to suck, doesn't it? Sorry, not sorry. That's my perspective. You had to do something really fucked up in order for pile 3 to cut you off. And rightfully so. So, whatever. Alright, moving along. We have Pig Spirit with the Chinese zodiac sign. So you could be born year of the pig, don't have to be. We also have the dog. Okay. Again, could be born year of the dog, doesn't have to be. These could be people that are born these years too as well, if you take that into consideration. There's so many ways of interpreting cards. It's so much fun. Alright, so we also have back of the deck energy, we have the snake. Alright. So I believe this is yin energy and this is yang. I'm probably gonna like butcher this so many times. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to. I promise I don't. But let me read the key words for these cards because this is like barely like my second time using this deck. All right. All right. Well, I found snake first. So snake, which is yang energy. So these are yin because it's dark. It's in the dark. All right. All right, so calm, planned, focused, flexible, step by step, be adaptable, keep fighting, stick to your plan. Doesn't this kind of repeat some of the messages that some of the other animals had? Like planned, focus, boom, the mouse, being flexible, boom. I don't know, like I just feel like it just kind of resonates. Taking things one step at a time, forward, movement, progress. Again, the progress reminds me of this, but then also like moving forward, the progressiveness from the Five of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. That's substantial growth, guys. Like the amount of mastery you guys had to accomplish to go from a 5 to a king is substantial. All right. Now I'm hearing that song. Did a full 180. Crazy. Thinking about the way I was. All right. Okay, so I'm looking for dog. Isn't that like the next one? Where am I? No. Where's the dog? Oh, okay. Hello. Dog and pig are next, right? Okay. Dog. Okay. So in yin, negative meanings it says be flexible, listen and stop, love and start with loving yourself, conservative, stubborn, and poor expression. So at one point, people saw you have a hard time with expressing yourself, but now you do. Now you've learned how to express yourself and communicate openly, with love, respectfully, to yourself and to others. Even if it means respectfully putting somebody in their place. Okay? Yeah, I love that. Being loyal to yourself. Persevering. And having the strength to persevere. Alright? And then with the pig, we do have yin energy, which is negative. So, greedy, lazy, giving up halfway. Plan. Persevere and practice. The boundless scenery is at the perilous peak. Alright, so at some point you may have been viewed as lazy or someone who half-assed things or didn't do things all the way through, and you've learned to persevere that. You learn to continue. There's something about like knowing. I feel like it's more like a negative mindset changed into a more positive mindset. Being more direct or taking a more direct approach, whether that is through communication, with your movement, or with your plans, with your focus and drive. Okay, some of you may have went from a chaotic environment to a more simple lifestyle. Okay, yeah, so there's that to take in consideration as well. Okay, moving along, we have Taurus energy. So more earth energy, more earth sign. Didn't I mention, I don't know if I did or not. Okay, we have Saturn. Mercury, Aquarius, the innovator. I did say we had fixed energy, didn't we? And we got 2 signs that are fixed right here. All right, and then we have conjunction. Oh, and then I didn't mention, wasn't there like a Scorpio, a Scorpion? Yeah, so there's Scorpio right there. All right, so conjunction for empowerment. So people have learned. What makes you unforgettable is that you have empowered yourself by making the necessary changes in life to better yourself. Whether that is taking charge, taking a more direct approach into your goals, to achieving them. Also, learning to set boundaries. If you had struggled with focus or scattered brain or scattered like mindset or directionless, you have learned to master that, and you become like formidable. Like you just on the go. It's like once you put that focus in a direction that I feel like the word is right there, but I can't get it. In a way that like is beneficial for you, you just became like unstoppable, for lack of better words, because I don't know. My brain is not braining. All right, so you may have been someone that was a little bit stubborn. Okay, but there is a thing of we have productive, worthy, practical, steadfast, tactile, deliberate. Then we got patience again, loyalty with the dog energy. All right. You've learned to be disciplined. I mean, you wouldn't have gone to the 5 of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles without some discipline. All right. So you've structured yourself. What makes you unforgettable is the wisdom that you have learned throughout your life, through these setbacks and challenges. How responsible you are. There's a lot of practicality too. I think that you give practical advice and provide sound solution, you give good advice, pile 3. Let's see. Oh, Saturn does talk about maturity. So yeah, again, your maturity. You could be more mature for your age, for some of you. Maybe you've learned a lot of these lessons while you were young. Your perspective, again, with the Mercury energy, and then the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords, your perspective, your way of viewing the world is unique, and you open up people's minds in ways that they would have never been able to. That you bring things to their awareness that they were not aware of, whether they tell you this or not. So you have opened up people's minds, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing is like a person opening a window, letting fresh air in. And like what feels like you ever been in like an apartment or a house where the energy just feels like it's like stagnant, it's not going nowhere, there's no movement, there's nothing, and then you open a window and you just allow that fresh new energy and wind and all that stuff, lovely energy come into the house, and it changes the vibe. That's you, pile 3. Like you are a breath of fresh air. So people miss you when you're, it's very, very obvious when you're not around. Yeah, you're eccentric. You like to experiment. You like to try different things. You liberate people from their own cages, and it comes from a loving place. And once you're gone, they don't, I feel like a lot of people, they miss you, pile 3. Whether that's, you know, sometimes life just takes you in different directions. So there, you know, there are people that you had to cut off, and then there's people that are, you know, like, oh man, I really miss pile 3 because they had the coolest ideas, or I wonder what pile 3 would think if I told them this, or what their opinions are on this topic, because their way their mind works is so cool. So yeah, so that's really cool, pile 3. You're always thinking about the future and moving forward. Again, we know the Aquarius energy and the cut ties. You're so detached. I wouldn't be surprised if we got some air signs here too. Even despite all this earth energy, I wouldn't be surprised if we had some air signs in this mix for sure, because I don't know, I feel like when I think of detachment, I think besides Scorpio, definitely some air signs here. Their cutoff game is like, whew, out of sight, out of mind, or like, you know what, I'm good, I'm gonna go elsewhere kind of vibes. Yeah, so that's where I'm gonna leave it at, pile number 3. Yeah, so wishing you the best of luck and love on your journey moving forward, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. So take care till then. Bye.